this is Jasmine, and welcome to Sketchbook Sunday. Today I'm working in this blue sketchbook from Michaels, and I'm using mostly this blue Sharpie S-Gel pen. I'm just wetting it down with straight water, and it breaks down into these beautiful blues and purples. There were already a couple sketches here on the page. I'm going to be working on the left page today, and I had this dragon sketch. This was a preliminary sketch. Both of these were for a larger painting that I was doing. And of course, I have my helper here. She's always helping me out whenever I'm drawing or sketching, or honestly doing anything at all on my desk. So I sketched this cute little axolotl, and I'm working in all blue tones because I want to pretty much stick with blue for this entire book. If you're curious about the way I colored this piece, I just put out a video and I'll link that down below. But for these quick sketchbook videos, I figured I'd ramble a bit while I draw about whatever happens to come to mind. At first, for this part of the page, I thought I would do another dragon, kind of keep it all within the theme. But I've got this cute little stuffed animal, squishmallow kind of axolotl that I absolutely love, and I guess I was just super inspired to draw an adorable axolotl. They're so funny because I tried to draw him kind of realistic, but he just looks cartoony anyways. They're just kind of cartoony looking little guys, but so cute. But it was a little boring just to have an axolotl, so I decided to make him a really, really big axolotl, and a saltwater axolotl apparently. I mean, maybe he's really close to the viewer. I mean, you can be the judge of that. Is this like a normal sized axolotl, really close up, or is he like a giant leviathan axolotl? Personally, I love the idea of him being just huge, just massive. And maybe he caused this wreck, maybe he's just swimming by, but either way, he's really cute. And I enjoyed making him pop off the page by adding some different tones of blue. I honestly wanted to get a little more different kinds of tones of blue in there, but I wound up mostly just using this pen and that marker. I did throw in a little bit of colored pencil right here. This is water-soluble pencil. And a quick note about the paper for these books, if you happen to see them at Michael's. It is very thin. It's drawing paper. It's not mixed media paper or watercolor paper or anything like that, but just do my own thing. I'll throw watercolor on any kind of paper. I'll throw it on printer paper. But as you can see, it does soak through a bit in parts, particularly the ink. I really do love the way the inner lining is blue as well, and that the cover and the back and stuff is all just kind of solid blue. And would you guys be interested in watching me paint the cover? I really want to paint I don't know, maybe a traditional Dungeons and Dragons blue dragon or something like that on the cover. I think would be really cool, and I think it would also be cool to put something on the inner cover. I also got 3 different colors of these sketchbooks. I couldn't decide, and then my boyfriend said just get all 3 of them. So I have a green one, a blue one, and a pink one, and I'm excited to make them all color themed. So everything in the pink one is going to be pinks, purples, reds. Everything in this one, obviously blues, leaning towards teals or purples sometimes. And then everything in the green one, obviously greens, yellow greens, blue greens. It's going to be really fun, but they also have a lot of pages, so it's going to take forever to fill up. So with this dragon guy here, I tried to throw a few more mediums onto him. I think that pencil is just regular old pencil, but it adds some texture. It's alright. To get the style of dragon that I wanted for the larger piece that I'm working on, that is a dragon sword that I am so excited for, and it is looking great. I will show you guys most of that process once I'm finished with it. But anyways, for his general appearance, I actually looked up Sphinx cats because you can see the anatomy really well, and I like to base dragons off of felines. Not all the time, but this like typical traditional Dungeons and Dragons style dragon. I really like to go, say, the Todd Lockwood kind of route. I know he based them a bit on feline anatomy, and I just think that works really well. So this dragon here is straight up a Sphinx cat that I put wings on and like added some scale textures and stuff. This is one of my favorite parts. I go in with the white gel pen and I add some highlights and stuff. I know I wasn't going to talk too much about the artwork, but look at this. I add a whole bunch of squiggly lines to represent the water reflecting down, and I just think it turned out so cute. I love it. I actually really love drawing water scenes in general, so this sketchbook is probably going to be pretty fun for me. I like to do underwater scenes, and I like to do like oceans and stuff like that, and they're kind of tough, but I'm getting better at it. I also like to fill up like the margins. I know I talked about this in my last video a little bit, but like water droplet looking things are so cool in this book because they actually look kind of like water droplets, and I just use this pen and it's just pretty. And crystals are another favorite. I just throw whatever in the margins. I'm like, I'm just gonna fill up this space and make it look, I don't know, cute and poppy. Every once in a while I get worried and I'm like, oh no, I've messed this up. Like in one of these parts I add a different like marker color and I really didn't like it, but I don't know, in the end it all seems to work out, and I look at it later on down the road and I'm like, well, this isn't bad, this looks fine. Like it's fine. I love pulling out the ink into these shadows. It looks so cool. This is the part I didn't like. I wasn't fond of these ones with the marker, and I wasn't fond at first when I put the marker down behind the crystals, but then when I blurred it out and I started adding it into the crystals, like to make them look kind of transparent, I honestly really like it. I hope you guys are enjoying this, like, I don't know, rambly kind of sketchbook video. This is obviously not like super like high-end artwork. This is just me messing around, making a sketchbook that's full of fun stuff. Instead of like taking my preliminary sketches and just doing them in graphite and leaving it at that, I go back in and I mess with my preliminary sketches and make them look just like a fun design choice in and of themselves on my sketchbook. And that way I do that with like thumbnails and stuff too, so that I don't have these pages that I look at and I'm like, wow, this is really just a boring bunch of graphite lines. It just really works out. So let me know what you guys think. Again, I will put a link down below to the technique I was using in this video with the ballpoint pens and stuff like that. And also you can find me at jasminezelmer.com, where I've got all my links, but I'm pretty much Jasmine Zelmer everywhere. Here I was really worried about going in too dark. Again, this is one of those parts where I thought I messed it up, but in the end it ends up looking very cool the way I just frame everything in a dark color. And this is me going in with my watercolors. This is no longer using ballpoint pens or markers. This is me going in with Payne's Gray, which I thought, oh no, that's not blue enough, I've ruined my color scheme, but it all turned out okay, because Payne's Gray is a very blue-gray. It's honestly one of my favorite watercolor colors. It's really weird. Like, I never thought to myself, yeah, your favorite watercolor color is going to be gray. And here it is all finished up. I really hope you like it, and thanks for stopping by.